Okay guys, I gotta admit, I hate taking out the trash. Over the last 3 months, taking out the trash has become the exact same task for me as doing the marketing for my app. Whenever you think you're just taking out the trash, it'll be about 5 minutes and then there's more trash to take out. On social media, unless you post something every single day, you might as well not have done it in the first place. That's why taking out the trash and doing content on social media is the exact same thing. It's a never-ending trash task. So, over the last couple of months, I have activated a genius plan. The idea is simple. I built my wife her dream app, and all of a sudden, I don't have to do marketing anymore. It becomes her issue. I think it's genius, and who cares what she thinks? Okay, now, this has already lasted 2 full episodes, and my idea was to do this in just 1 episode. It has to stop. I cannot be asked to continue to use all my time on building my wife's dream app. So, this will be the final episode. And if you weren't one of my 9 subscribers in the last video, here's a recap. Okay, so you might be wondering, what is the app? So, this is my wife's dream app, or it's actually just the design of it. Here is the app itself. And it is mostly broken and held together by only hopes and dreams. And most of all, duct tape that is in form of ChatGPT's code. It's a Chinese learning app where you can hear native people speak in short video clips, so you can listen for the right words and also recognize how it's been pronounced.
再者就是会逐步的积累一定的人脉资源。
The whole goal is that this app will help you tremendously in your day-to-day speaking when you're doing Chinese. It's not even at all done. We're missing an explore screen, we're missing a profile screen. The notification screen is empty. I don't even know if it works yet, we have to find that out. We're missing a subscription screen. And this one is a big thing. I have never built a subscription service inside an app. And in this video, I'm gonna somehow have to teach myself how to do it, also do it, and then publish it on App Store. So it needs to be good enough for Apple and Google Play to actually approve. But I'm sure you might be wondering at this point, what's next? Okay, for a project this big and also this late in the phases, we need a new plan, and it has to be a good one. So welcome to Chalk with Joachim. Step 1. Step 1 of this amazing plan is to build the search/the explore screen. It is a place where you can go in and search in the word and library of clips that we already have, so you can go in and add things to your own deck. Step 2. Build the profile screen. In the future, we hope we're gonna have some game modes, etc. in there, but right now it's just gonna be a place for some nice statistics and an overview of your current known vocabulary and the different stages even maybe. That's how unsure I am. Step 3, lessons. Now, lessons are not any small task for an app that only does lessons. You go into flashcards, the way you practice a flashcard is inside a lesson or inside a session depending on what you choose to call it. I call it lesson in the code. I think for marketing reasons you might have to call it sessions or something. I don't know. I already did start this in one of the prior episodes. But I did absolutely not finish it and it is a mess. I probably don't have to start over, but it's at that level. So thank you, past self. Step 4, in this genius master plan, we have one huge hurdle, and that I call the final boss. Now the final boss is the final boss for a reason. I'll get to that later. We need to do all of these different things and make sure they work well before the dreaded day comes. And on this dreaded day, we have to publish. Now, this is no small feat in itself. Both Google and Apple are known to deny you for strange reasons that even us developers, we still don't understand them. Thank you, Apple. Alright, first up, the explore screen. Here's how you build an explore screen. We insert a title. Next, a column around the title. We have a search field, just in case someone actually tries to use this, let's add some functionality. Here we bring a little bit of logic. Let's display a list of search results. Make a box for each element in the list. Style the box. Move the text. Move the thumbnail. Yes. Lastly, let's make sure you can actually click the box. Is this a masterpiece? No, absolutely not. But the question is, what happens when you press it? This happens. We need a search result. This is just a design. Let's actually start building it here. Okay, if you don't understand what's going on, that's okay. Just ask ChatGPT. That's what I do anyways. Okay, the search results are quite simple. We need to make a top row so you can actually exit it again. We need to make a video so you can actually see what the hell flashcard you just opened. Then we need to make the full sentence so you can see what it is. Let's highlight this individual word. Let's add a translation. And lastly, let's make sure that you can add this thing to a deck. And here comes some trickery. Essentially, we need to make sure that you can add this to my deck. My deck is a very simple thing. It's a list of flashcards that you, the user, can have for yourself. Okay, that was good. You know, my whole coding journey actually started when I was just 13 years old. Or I think I was 13 at least. I was definitely a young teenager and never in the wildest dream would I ever think took me here. I remember making my first website back when I was like 13, 14 years old, and it was awful. Like when I say awful, I mean god awful. Barely nothing worked and it could only load in certain situations, but it was my website and I was hella proud of it. My next awesome memory recording was when I was about 15, 16 years old. I remember one summer locking myself in the bedroom and just following YouTube tutorials like a maniac. I did absolutely no code myself if it wasn't in a video on YouTube. Yeah, I clearly remember everyone else outside that summer playing football, doing all these other activities outside because it was actually good weather for once in Denmark. But I didn't care about any of that. I wanted to build this app for myself to prove that I could do this. Back then, life was much simpler. Today, if I don't finish a project, my clients don't pay me, and that's no good because I have a wife and 2 puppies. And there we have it, a profile screen that does absolutely nothing except show you a few fun statistics. So, just like the Explore screen, I just quickly wanted to show you a little bit of how it's built without showing code this time. See this. There's a automatic vocabulary based on the words that you've learned and know. There's a little bit of a statistics counter. Okay, so realize that sometimes coding and the final product can look a little bit like magic. Like you just type in a few stuff and suddenly you have this, right? But it's actually way simpler than you think. So right here I made a visual representation of the app itself. So all we have right here is a column with boxes inside. And that's really all code is. It's a structure like a row we have right here, or a column that is all the way down, and that's it. I'm sorry if I just destroyed the illusion that coding is black magic. It's really just boxes inside more boxes. Sometimes wrapped in boxes that was made by other people because you stole it online. Oh yeah, and software developers, they don't steal, they use open source. It's been 3 weeks since I saw you last. Currently it's 3 AM and I'm building the most important feature of the app. I'm building it last, I don't know why, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So, you might be wondering, what went wrong? Well, everything. Everything. My credit card expired, so the database shut down. Then my database tool that I used to recover the database shut down. Then immediately after that, I found out that the architecture that I've been building the entire database on is wrong. And then the big thing. Over the last 3 weeks, I've had to redo the flashcards 11 times. And by that, I mean delete all 3,000 documents and upload them again. Take them out, in, out, in, out. It's just been pain. I've spent at least 1.5 of the 3 weeks on just that. Right now, I'm so done with this project. I don't know why I do this to myself. Overly ambitious projects with way too short deadlines, and this time it's in Chinese. I don't speak Chinese. I haven't learned Chinese because of this project either. Like it's a major accomplishment in one's life to learn and speak Chinese. When I was a kid, my dad always said, do or do not, there's no try. It's only much later I realized it's actually from Star Wars, but that's another thing. But he's right. See, right now I have a choice. I can be Mr. Good Guy who's saying I'm going to do all this for my wife, which is factually true. But I also just remembered I have $1 in my bank account. So no matter if I'm doing this project for my wife, doing it for myself, or doing it for the dire state of my bank account, I need to finish this project now. I can't dedicate another week to it. It needs to be tonight, now. Okay, so here's what we do. Inside a lesson, we must be able to provide statistics. This is 2024, an app without gamification is really not an app. Here's some points we can gather statistics on. Every time a user answers a question, every time they check if that question was correct, every single time they check an answer, and every single time they move forward. Now combine the answer that they just had with the actual video and all the information we have on this, and we can do a lot of statistics. So by the end of the lesson, you can now see how many words you have practiced, how many were correct, how many were incorrect, how many correct you had in a row at a maximum streak. So let's say you have 5 in a row, congrats, you're good. How many total seconds you've spent on the whole lesson, and also the average of how long it took to answer per question. And lastly, we can see the accuracy percentage. Okay, so now with statistics, answers, and video players all working, and the new flashcards in the app, so now the lesson flow should kind of be there. I don't know what more we need. Okay guys, this entire time the video has been building up to this final boss fight. And to my disappointment, or well, my fortune, there's gonna be no final boss fight. The whole idea was that I was building up to building the subscription system. Here's the thing, I've never built a subscription system before, but I do know that payment systems can be incredibly tricky. Yesterday night, I read a post on Reddit like we all do, and in that post, they asked a question about a program called RevenueCat. RevenueCat is a service that allows you to host this payment system. Needless to say, I tried to use this immediately. And within 5 hours of downloading it and trying to set it up, it is now working. I don't know really if I'm complaining about something working for the first time in what feels like 3 or 4 months of this never-ending project, but I want to show you this. Okay, so right here we can see the users on a free account. If I press this button, this paywall pops up. I can choose between the different paywalls I want, or the different methods I want, and I can just hit continue. That is so amazing. I have done nothing to make this work. Like almost nothing. It handles all the payments, the subscriptions, your current status, and everything. So the final boss fight is gonna be uploading to Apple App Store, new final boss. Why is sand so sandy? What a stupid thing to complain about. Guys, it happened again. It's been another 2 weeks now or so. The space repetition / learning sessions that we have in the app has broken again. And yesterday was really just a breaking point. Yesterday I found out I have to redo everything again. And when I say redo everything, I mean that, okay, yeah, I learned a few things along the way about what kind of structure that I could do, I should do. But essentially I have to delete everything that I just built, just so that I can build it again. So what happened was a miscommunication. Surprise, again, this time around. I just didn't realize what Juliana meant by having your own deck. So from the design and from the app, you can search out words and video clips that you like. And in this, you can then choose to add them to your own deck. Juliana suggested that people can do their own spaced repetition decks and learn from their own words. I didn't realize that this deck also needed the whole infrastructure where it automatically schedules for you to come back and learn it again. Ironically, this whole video started with me talking about how to take out the trash. I didn't want to do this repetitive task, but that was just a repetitive task for a new reason. I don't know about you, but when a setback of this magnitude just happens again and again and again, this project doesn't feel like it wants to come alive. It doesn't want to get published. It's beyond the point where I suddenly get a strive of motivation and then finish the task. No, at this point right now, it's much more like the end of the marathon where you're so close to the finish line, you know what you have to do, you just gotta take one more step. And after that, there's gonna be one more step. There won't be any motivational music right now for me suddenly springing back to action in a green screen. The next couple of weeks are probably gonna be silent from my side, but I'll be taking one step at a time. Today is the final day, but the actual final day. Because tomorrow we're going to China, so as much as any other project, this one also has a deadline. Luckily, we don't have a lot to do today. The main thing is testing and filling in the description for App Store. And I also have to create a naughty little streak system, one that is hopefully as aggressive as Duolingo. After all, they are the masters. Sometimes you go to cafes that are in the middle of the city. Then other times you decide to take a jungle road to get to one because there's a better view. This is where we are today. What an amazing view. How often do you see a rusty old yellow Hyundai like this? As I just said, we really do not have a lot left. The main thing I have to do right now is that I have an hour until lunch, and in that hour I need to develop the streak system. I also need to design it, so let's jump into design. So my process for designing something, it is actually quite simple. I first go to this website. I just simply search for what I'm about to design. So in this case, it's going to be Streak UI. I copy paste 2 free reference images into my design program. And then I just handpick what I like and delete what I hate. Okay, now don't get me wrong, this is not a perfect streak screen, like at all. I don't necessarily like the roundness and the circular thing of the actual dates where you had a streak, but I can always clean this up later. Tomorrow I'm going to China. I don't have time to actually build this perfect. That being said, I'm pretty happy with how it functions. It does, whenever you finish a lesson, it checks you out. And in case you skip a day, it cuts off your streak. It's not like Duolingo, you pay the price here. Too bad. This is, as always, an incredible place just to sit and work. This right here is the way up to a temple. And I'm just sitting here chilling. It's perfect. Okay, so right now we're doing the first test on an Android phone. I have a debug phone along with my iPhone, just to make sure things work. Most of the time they don't, so it comes in handy.
That's a spoiler.
What?
Oh.
It's not a spoiler. Don't be like that. It's not a spoiler.
No folks, please and thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, so right now we're just making the final adjustments to the paywall because we actually haven't designed it and sat down together until right now. And I quickly want to show you what we came up with. We have this screen right here. Now the prices are a little bit off because it's been a test product, so we'll have to update those before we launch it. But the idea is quite simple. We have 3 unique things, a little title with our little new logo. New logo! Whoa! It's happening the first time it launches with the new logo. Okay, so right now I'm just doing this critical thing that's called an actual test, and by an actual test it's a very simple process. What I tend to do is that I sign up with a new email address. See an already right here, you can see an error. The text right here, you can't see it because I can't see it. Yeah, it's bright pink on white. These 3 lines right here now appears. See, immediately it goes right in here, it tries to create lessons. Now that is good and also bad. We wanted to go in and ask users for their current level. Why is it? Okay, so it is way too hectic right now. Okay, I think we've come to the time now where I have to make some tough decisions. The taxi will be here in 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay, so going off to China right now, where am I leaving this project? Well, I'm leaving in a pretty good place. There's only 2 small issues before I can launch it on App Store. One is the fact that when you sign up, you don't immediately go to the question that asks you about your current level so that we can give you recommended words. The second issue that we have is the fact that the lessons from time to time get added twice, meaning that it double creates every single lesson. Now, that is a pain in my butt because it's essentially 2 of the same lesson. They don't need to be there and they screw up the whole statistics and the logging. So I need to figure that out. But that's the 2 issues before I can launch. Maybe I could launch just knowing that, do some kind of weird fix for the... Should I launch with just a stupid fix? Okay, so the problem right now is that when I create this sign up, it doesn't directly go to the language learning screen. So right now I just created a different type of fix, and I'm kind of hoping that this short-term fix... Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm a complete newbie. And how many lessons does it create? Brother, no. Okay, see, and this is the next bug. Yes, it's me panicking and just asking ChatGPT. Because what else does a developer do? That's a fucking question, they Google. Yeah, ew, brother, ew. This is nasty. There are some solutions to problems that are just so simple and elegant and just, you see them and the first thought is just, why didn't I think of that? And those solutions are what we all want to be doing all the time. In this case, this is something that everyone could think of, and it would be what a complete newbie would do. I will say one thing about this noob. It works! I can't believe that we're going to be uploading it to App Store right now. Now, a smart person will do one more full test. I am not that smart person. Not today. We're now preparing because it is sending to App Store. I've been waiting for this moment. Back in Vietnam, I didn't manage to finish everything. I was very close though. So one of the things I had to do on the airplane was designing the actual App Store images. Now under my Apple developer account, I've created the app launch cards. In here, we do all the screenshots, we do all the sales, promotion text, the descriptions, the keywords, everything for the app. And we also upload the app itself. A quick prayer, someone in the comments. Come on. And of course, a ton of errors. To fix these errors, I had to set up a support page. I also forgot to fill out this crazy long privacy response form from Apple. So it would finally seem that it's time to try this again. Add for review. What did I forget this time? Screenshots for iPad 13. Okay, I'm gonna try again this for now, the third time to add to review. Okay, we're trying. Oh, we can do it. Submit. Don't throw a new mistake now. Wait for review. Wait for review. We have a response from Apple, and as expected, it's a no. So they want the following changes. The screenshot I made in the end for the iPad 13 was wrong. But here is the real killer, the subscription service. These guidelines don't make any sense to me. It says functional links to privacy policy. We already have. So I have absolutely no idea what they want from me. Okay, so I just reread the email, and actually, no, that is not at all what it said. It said it needs to be added into the binary. I don't know what that means. So I did the own logical thing to do. I asked ChatGPT. Again. Error, be gone. So kind of like predicted, it got rejected yet again. It's the exact same error. And also another error. There's an error saying that I have a wrong pop-up, which is super weird because that code was copied from one of my other apps, which have already been approved, which just again goes to show how inconsistent these app reviews actually are. We just got to Newtel, and at some point during the train ride I realized I was actually making a mistake, but no, I did not at all understand what the hell Apple was trying to tell me. And I realized this by going in on App Store and checking Duolingo's description. All the way in the bottom they have this like standard legal text, and I then realized many other companies have basically the exact same thing. So I guess I'm just gonna have to copy and then send to App Store review yet again. Okay, I have a legal question out there. So if I take some kind of terms of service from another fictional app, maybe another fictional language app that has a green icon, I put it into ChatGPT, it rephrases it, and then I may or may not be using that inside my app store. Is that copyright infringement? That's a big no-go. Please rush to the comments right now and tell me, stop, what the hell are you doing? Did they change how you copy-paste in China? I am getting haunted by this app. Yes, we've been denied another app store. Again. What is that now, the third, the fourth time? I don't even know at this point. I do know that once we're done with the sightseeing, I have to get straight back to correcting a new error that I don't understand from Apple because they text cryptic emails. I'm sorry. Last you saw me, I was inside a temple in China, and it has been a couple of weeks again. So after the temple, I yet again published a new version of the app. You can almost guess what happened. The day has come. We find ourselves once again in App Store Connect, and this time we finally have the release button. To be fair, this app review has been absolutely brutal for me. This is the worst app review case I've ever done in my life.
You have submitted 9 times?
Yeah.
9 super.
Yeah, and some of the times I didn't even update the app, so that's why we're on version 6. But in all seriousness, we are here to release. Oh gosh. And I feel like we should press the button together. It is your app, but it's cost me much pain. We will completely ignore the fact that it's a Friday the 13th and it's not a bad omen because we don't believe in that nonsense. This is a family moment, okay? I have my baby girl.
I have my baby boy. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god!
Release in 175 countries. Yes, I absolutely think so.
Yes, another 1, 2, 3.
Is it happening? Oh my god, the light went out. We will also ignore this as a bad omen. Damn, you watched all the way to the end. Thank you for that. The iOS app is out right now, and the Android app will be out when I finally recover from this project. Consider subscribing. YouTube think you might like this video.